Well, hello and welcome to today's edition of the Pastor's Study. I'm Pastor Ray Bertolette, and I'm glad you stopped by. Solomon is telling us that a sluggard, a lazy individual, he's a person who's laying on a sofa, he's sitting in his hut, and he says, I can't go out there. Why, there's a lion out there. Now, Solomon is not saying there is a lion outside the door, because any person would be foolish to go outside if he knew right outside his door was a lion waiting to devour him. No, Solomon is talking about a person, he has no idea whether there's a lion. He's just too lazy to get up and do anything. He's going and saying, you know what, I don't want to get out there because, well, what would people accept? Well, there's a lion out there. That's what I'll tell them. He has no idea whether it is. He's just making a statement and being foolishly lazy about it. He says, this person, he says, he just comes to nothing. He says, and then he goes on and he tells us about the one who goes in to an adulteress. He's like going into a pit, gonna fall down. It's gonna be caught up in it. It's not going to be something pleasant. It's going to be something horrible. It's a trap. It's a snare. It's not a relationship like a husband and wife. It's devastating. It's destructive, and it will destroy you. Steer clear of it. And Solomon continues on, and he says that within each one of us, within each child, when we were little, we had foolishness within us. And you know what? Our parents disciplined us, corrected us, not to be mean and nasty, but because they wanted to drive out of our hearts and minds that foolishness, that desire to do horrible things without thinking them through, without realizing there's consequences. And when we teach our children young to avoid those foolish decisions, when they get to be older, 20, 30, 40, they'll be less prone to make that kind of a foolish decision. Drive it from them when they are little with discipline, proper discipline, not a beating, not harmful, not destructive, but good, proper discipline. It drives away foolishness, and it's an important part of a life. And then he says, when the individual that oppresses a poor person to get rich, or gives money to a rich person to get rich, is a foolish individual. Think about how you live your life. Are you lazy? Do you go into that path of the adulterous woman? Do you give to the poor? Think about it. Till next time in the Pastor's Study, goodbye, and may God bless.